This season, Agent Jonesy has found so many different characters and brought them to the Fortnite universe, but he's only just begun. There are so many more characters to come into the game. Now guys, real quick, if you are hoping to be able to sleep in tomorrow, not have to wake up early, get a good night's sleep, you guys know what to do, but be fast before the video starts because it's starting right now. Yes guys, we have got 7 brand new characters to talk about in today's video. We're going to be dissecting clues given to us by Epic Games. This cool backpack that was given out to creators that hints towards so many different skins. And again, these could very likely become bosses on the map as well. Now guys, I was checking through the stats and over 80% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, you're missing out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And also for the challenge with the comments on last video, the skin was Triceratops. So I left hearts on a bunch of the comments that got it right. And this time around, let's do this skin right here. I just randomly picked it. So leave a comment down below if you know the name of this skin, and I will leave hearts on a bunch of those that get it right. Also be sure to let me know down below if you use code SIRS, and I will leave hearts on a bunch of those too. But without further ado here, let's go ahead and jump on into it. So guys, just jumping on into it here, as I said in the beginning of the video, most of these bosses and new skins that we're going to be talking about are based on some pictures from the squatting dog. Now I talked about this a bit in my previous video, but at the beginning of season 5, he had received a gift bag from Epic Games, and it was actually Agent Jonesy's back bling from the trailer. They sent it to him, and inside of it was a ton of random stuff. Now these random things we soon found out correlated to certain skins within the either battle pass or coming into the game soon through the portals that show up around the map. And like for example, in my previous video we talked about how the maple syrup is a reference to man cake, how this necklace is a reference to Maeve, but there's other stuff like this pin that is a reference to Menace, this wig which is a connection to Lexa, and a few other things. On top of that, he had also gotten a letter that says, "To Agent Jones, subject the plan." And to summarize what it says, it's asking the squatting dog to help track down some of the best hunters across realities, and it says that Agent Jonesy has pulled together items that should help you track down or persuade each of your targets. So again, referencing how these connect to different characters. There's a lot of stuff here that hasn't come to fruition as skins within the game, but they give us some very good clues of what those skins or bosses could be. So guys, with all of that basic stuff out of the way, let's start going into detective mode and figuring out which skins are going to be coming out soon. So first of all, I want to take a look at these jelly beans in the bottom right. On the list of supplies, those are mentioned as just candy, so that's not much of a connection. And what's interesting is not the fact that they're really candy, but instead the colors. Blue and red is a very odd combination of colors to have. However, those colors resemble the 2 colors of pills within the Matrix movies. There's a really popular scene during those where the main character is asked to take like the reality pill or the other one. I don't really know too much about the Matrix, but I do know that there is a red and a blue one which looks very similar to these jelly beans. But within those movies, they had some really cool characters, like for example Neo. He was the main character, so that would be an obvious guess as to who would be added into the game. And I mean, he's got the skills to be a hunter, so that would make a ton of sense. But there's a bunch of other characters from that series as well. Morpheus could be another one that we could see maybe is an item shop skin or maybe a boss around the map. So yeah, one of those is for sure a possibility. I feel like it's almost guaranteed with that hint they gave us. But let's move on here to another really fun one that at first was a bit confusing, but it definitely makes a lot more sense now. That is the astronaut ice cream that can be seen right here. Now that got me thinking, obviously, are we gonna get a space-themed skin similar to the space-themed ones we had all the way back in chapter 1, like early chapter 1 with all of those, especially, you know, Space Jonesy. But one of the ideas that is floating around is that this is a reference to this concept art made by Sharktoofs, a concept which illustrates like a space banana type skin. Now, if you didn't know, Sharktoofs has actually had various skins included in the game so far, so seeing this concept and how it ties in with the space ice cream, especially since it is bananas flavored, they could have gotten like chocolate or strawberry, but they got bananas. So with that being said, this is for sure likely to be a skin in the item shop. I don't think it would be a boss, it wouldn't really fit, but as an item shop skin, definitely, I think that's very likely. And then keeping it going here with the third one, again, there are so many clues hidden in here that we have to take a look at, but this one's pretty fun. If you take a look at one of the largest items that is an interesting clue, the ant farm, or more specifically, the fascinating ant farm, a live ant ant habitat. Now that one may be pretty obvious if you guys have guesses. I feel like this could be referencing Ant-Man. I mean, what else could it be referencing? Especially since last season, we got an Ant Manor, an Ant-Man location, which was a really cool one with all of the underground areas and the giant tennis balls you could bounce on, but we never saw an Ant-Man skin, which looking back on it is very, very weird. Why would they go to the work of adding an entire location and not add the skin? Well, it could be because they were planning to add it this season instead. They had so many Marvel skins back then, maybe they were waiting to add one this time around, and this ant farm is a hint towards that. Now, the only thing that's maybe a little bit odd about that is the fact that Ant-Man isn't really a hunter, but he's got the powers and stuff, so I think it would count. Also, I'd personally love to see an Ant-Man skin. After that, though, this next one is probably one of the most intriguing because it goes way back to Chapter 1 and a really tiny little event that Epic Games added in that got us all speculating, but they never did anything with it. I am talking about the It collaboration, like the movie It, IT. If you guys remember, way back in like, what was it, Season 8 or something, they did this really weird collaboration where around the map you could find these balloons, and when you broke the balloons, they made the same laugh as the character in the movie It. So that got us all speculating. We're like, we gotta see a Pennywise skin coming into Fortnite. Why else would they add all these balloons around the map? But then like a month went by and we never saw anything. But I'm getting off track. I got reminded of that event by the grease makeup in these pictures. And like, look at that, guys. If you specifically look at the picture in the center, that seems to be a clown costume. Again, fitting in with the theme of It and Pennywise. So I think it's entirely possible that after all of this time, over a year, we're finally going to be getting a Pennywise skin and maybe even a boss in the game. On top of that, if they do in fact do the Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration that we've been talking about, this would fit alongside that pretty well. But keeping it going here, guys, this next one is definitely very intriguing because it has to do with a skin we've talked about a bunch, and this is just more confirmation that it's likely going to be coming out soon. And just jumping on into it, if you take a look at the center of this picture right here, you will see a golden hand scratcher, or like a back scratcher type of thing. It's more important that it's a golden hand, which you may be able to guess seems to be a connection to the female style of Midas that we've been talking about this entire season. Way back since the beginning of this season, when we noticed that inside of the battle pass there was a special loading screen of a female character based around like Midas, and we later found out all of the details about the creator of that and how they mentioned that we are going to be seeing this skin, and obviously if there's a loading screen within the battle pass showing this brand new character, they've got to release it soon. But now that we have this specific item, the only thing it could really connect to is that brand new character. It's the only thing that makes sense here. And then for the sixth character that we get to see inside of these clues, this one is pretty peculiar because there's two things that stuck out to me. The first of which are these hand wraps, and then the second of which is this baseball bat keychain. Now at first, people have been thinking that both of these are a connection to Scout from Team Fortress 2, which is definitely a possibility, but I'll circle around back to that because I feel like the hand wraps, although Scout does have similar hand wraps, those seem to be more for like boxing and stuff. And as you guys likely remember, we recently got the Green Arrow skin who has a boxing glove pickaxe. And I don't know too much about Green Arrow, but I would assume he boxes or something like that. So instead, I think that's what those were referencing from the very beginning. But this baseball bat definitely could be Scout from Team Fortress 2. What I also find very interesting is that back last year around Valentine's Day, we had the Love and War event, which was the same exact name as a Team Fortress 2 event way back when. Now that could just be a coincidence, but considering that this time around we do have a baseball bat, it's entirely possible. And honestly, it would be a pretty cool skin to see. And then there is one last skin that could also be a boss I want to go over, and that is Lara Croft. Now I left this one for last because I'm not sure if it really connects with too much within this picture of the different clues and things like that. There is one thing, there's some rations, but that one's been pretty speculative who exactly it's meant for, because it could be, you know, a connection to Snake Eyes, but hey, it could also be for Lara Croft. There's just been a lot of rumors around that character specifically, so I wanted to include it in this video in case those rumors do in fact come true. But if you guys have ideas on what it could connect to within this bag from Jonesy, let me know down below in the comments. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications for more Season 5 videos coming up soon. Got a lot of new updates to cover, and you can also check out some of my previous videos on the screen right now, such as going over the the Five Nights at Freddy's collaboration. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.